Okay, it's time to introduce character creation for good old Transformers. So I've got my character already written up, so what I'm going to do is actually go through the character sheet. So here we go back to the book real quick, and you find, in a sense, in the chapter for character creation, pretty much the flow of how you create a character. So start with like discuss with your game master and other players character concept. Your essence scores increases in skill point investment in step 2. Then in step 3, you get select influences, select origin in step 4, select role in step 5. Step 6 is describe your character, and then step 7 is form a team. And that's basically the flow of character creation. So now I'm going to work down the pretty much from top to bottom, just kind of going over the character sheet and everything and how I went about it. So I created the character Moonblade. My origin I took as a Seeker. So think of Seekers as like a Starscream, a Thundercracker, basically the Seekers. Now my alt mode, I figured since I'm a Seeker, is going to be an F-22. I then am an Autobot. The languages I know are Cybertronian and English. Influences, I was a speed racer back on Cybertron. My hang up is that I tend to be impulsive, which gives me -1 on my first skill test after we do initiative. Now movement, I have the two movements, 30 feet on the ground, so basically in my robot form, and then 30 feet flying in my alt mode. Now health is based on like the origin, your origin. So Seeker gave me 3 health. So now like attack is basically for like weapons and stuff. So I'm not too worried about that right now. I'll get into it later. So you got your 4 abilities. So let's think of strength, speed, smarts, and social. Sort of as like your strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma in D&D. So you get 12 points to spend, plus you get like a 2 per your origin, plus 2 for like your uh, plus your roll. And so with roll, I went scout. So scout, kind of like a bumblebee in essence, or cliff jumper. So you get a total of like 16 points. So now with the origin, I was able to go up 1 in speed and social, and or like the roll gave me a plus in smarts and everything. So I did 2 for strength. So you all start out with 10. When you start off, you can't go above 15, but you can raise it once you level up and everything. So 12 in strength, a 15 in speed, 13 in smarts, and a 15 in social. So now I was able to get what's known as perks for I decided to go acrobatics since I'm instead of drive, because I'm a seeker whose alt mode is the F-22, like I said. So I put the perk of dodgy, and I also got like a perk for like origins or whatever, acute sense. So what you do is you get like a number of points for these skills, sort of like in D&D third edition, your like athletics, your sneak, your pickpocket, and stuff like that. And so how this works is like the more dots you get into it is what you add to your role in essence. So like for instance, I put 2 in athletics. So usually there's like a skill test or whatever. So like a simple skill test would you have to roll like a 5 or something. So think of it as like a difficulty challenge. So for instance, say the game master plus in a sense the difficulty challenge at 15. So like what you do is you end up rolling your skills, as I'm trying to kind of find it real quick. But the way it works is you have something to beat, and then think of like a D20. So I'll use the index so to look at like the skill check and everything, so that way I know I'm not completely talking out of my ass or whatever. Speed, social, let's see your smarts, skill test. All right, using skills. All right, let's see here. All right, go kind of like as I fumble through this to kind of like better explain it. See if you can actually kind of find it relatively quickly. Yeah. All right, here we go. Using skills. So table right here actually shows that what I'm talking about. So like for instance, like the pretty much think of this as like a nat 1 and nat 20 type of deal. These are the types of dice you'll be adding on or whatever. So for instance, task like I was talking about, like extremely simple would be 5, nearly impossible would be 30. So you're using a d20, so plus skill die equals skill test result. So like for instance, you rolled the d20, and for like athletics here, I'd add like a d4, so I'd roll a d4 and add the roll to that, and I'd get my skill test result and everything. So I would have to kind of beat like the table here, whatever it is, a 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, or 30. So usually like the better dice you have, the better chance you have to succeed and everything. So it's like adding point in Trinity, it's adding like in a sense points to like your skill. So like in Trinity you have like based on 1 to 5 for your like attributes, and then 1 to 5 for your skills, and you'd add that many dice. But here you actually add like different type of dice. So now like of course D2, you're really using two-sided dice. So what you could do is use a d6, and 1, 2, and 3 is 1, 4, 5, and 6 is 2. So that's how you do a d2. And d4, obviously like a d6, d8, d10, and d12. Like that's the dice you'd roll and everything. So for those types of skills, so that's how you use the skills and everything. So you have for skills like here I'd have 2 points, so I put like in these skills. So I put 2 points in athletics. For speed, I have like 5 points to spend, so I put 3 here. And then of course I had bonuses from both origin and roll, so like added 5 here plus bonuses. Same thing here, like a 3 I put in like alertness, and like through the social I also got 5 and bonuses. So like you can see 3 and 6, so I had a +1 to deception because I had put 2 there and then 3 there. And so yeah, depending on your origin and role, so like you could be like I did seeker or in scout, or you could be like an Optimus Prime, sort of like a field commander and kind of like a leader or something for your role, and you get different bonuses and stuff. So that's how that works. So that's like the front side of it. And of course I did like I had the print it off, so like instead of being like front and back like you find in the book, I had to print it off on 2 separate pages. So my background bond, I picked that I'm fearless in the face of challenges that also give me a thrill. For perks, I got the dodgy and acute sense, and of course the dodgy and acute sense are like perks for your skills that kind of give you like a bonus to something like that specific use of that skill and everything. So then we got the hard points here. So hard points are pretty much like your weapons. So think of like what I got here, like blaster, for pretty much my robot mode. I put that down and put like the in the book you'll like have in essence like your weapons. As I'm fiddling through this book yet again, you have like your different weapons that you'll write down, like your different like your different information and stuff in here. So now I only worried about the blaster or whatever for like my robot mode. Armor, it's the same kind of concept and everything. So I did put like a stealth projector, but I was figuring like with me, I would sit down and work with the game master and kind of like go through and work what would be best for like my character and everything. So like for instance, alt mode, I put the idea of like a machine gun or whatever for like my F-22 alt mode or whatever as kind of like a beginning weapon for my alt mode. So, but again, this stuff I would probably be working with the game master when we first sat down to kind of like flesh out what exact type of weapons and armor stuff I have. So this is pretty much kind of like a brief and kind of introductory concept on how to build a character for Transformers as my furnace kicks in. So now I'm going to play an Autobot, so like it's kind of implied that you're going to be playing Autobots, but you could play quite possibly a Decepticon. There's nothing that states that, but like it's kind of, like I said, implied that you're going to be playing a Autobot. So they do have in the back like your different like because the reason why I say they have implied that you're going to be playing Autobots, like general Decepticon threats. Like you can see the Commando, the Seeker, like I said, Starscream. So they give you different kind of like ideas for like different threats that you could come up against and everything. So now they do have like pretty much like a brief adventure that you could use in here too, but like that's not necessarily like, the scope of this. So I'm trying to look through and see if they yeah, here they go. You actually have all the Decepticons and stuff in here, so like you'd go up against them. So but like I did do a flip through of this book, so this is just kind of like a quick overview. And now this is not in essence an all-inclusive and all-expansive idea for character creation. This is just a quick rundown, like, okay, here's the concept of how you create a character for the Transformers game. So this is just kind of to give you a general idea, like, oh, hey, look, here's a role-playing game in case you want to get out of like your typical D&D or Pathfinder. Here's a quick idea on what to do for the character creation.